Daily Broadside, day 138. For my money, the two best zombie movies, which both have sequels, would be 28 Days Later and Dead Snow. The latter of which you may not have heard about, but it's Nazi zombies. Because the guy that made it said, what could be worse than zombies? Nazi zombies. Everybody hates Nazis, and everybody hates zombies. Very good films, though. Well done. I think that I don't understand anything about Dave Grohl's tattoos. They make no sense. Those tribal pieces he's got on his upper arms, if you look at pictures, sometimes they're red, sometimes they're just lined, sometimes they're darker and faded looking. It's like, is he got a Sharpie that he colors? It makes no sense because it doesn't go with any kind of timeline either. Like it might be red and then 2 weeks later it's just lined and not filled in. Very strange, and I'd love to ask him what that means. It was brought to my attention today that the band Rat never had a power ballad, and I was like, wow, that's kind of uncanny. Props to Rat for not sucking the teat of MTV and going the power ballad rap. I've always liked Warren DeMartini, even though he's apparently a douchebag in real life. Amazing guitarist, but I like that band a little bit more. Even though Stephen Pearcy also is, I'm not a fan, kind of a douchebag. Tax the churches. Quit letting them off the hook. It's ridiculous how much money we leave on the table. And I've never been a fan of the fact that people like Gus Grissom, one of the first people in space, never gets the credit that the Alan Shepherds and the, what's the other guy's name? Neil Armstrong and, I can't think of the other. There's like the pantheon of astronauts. We don't hear anything about it. And it reminds me a lot of Casey Jones and Sam Jones. Sam Jones, as you probably know, the late, great Bill Russell played with him, and he won 10 titles with the Celtics to Russell's 11. Averaged like 19, 20, 23 points later in his career. I mean, he was a huge portion of those Celtics, Cousy and all those guys winning those titles, and yet he never gets any credit. He's got way more titles than Jordan and Shaq and Kobe. But we don't hear anything about Sam Jones, and we don't hear anything about Casey Jones, although he had a lesser part as like kind of a backup point guard. Didn't score or do as much, but he has like 8 titles or something. And I also find it very interesting that they both lived to be 88. They were like a year apart, but like one was born in like 32 and one was born in 33 or something like that. But yeah, it's just it's funny how if it doesn't have a name brand on it in this world, we don't give a crap about it. Neil Armstrong and Bill Russell.